Alright everybody, welcome back to the Bothell Star League. I know you guys have been missing it. We've been on hiatus for about 3 or 4 months probably. I haven't gone back and looked to see what the actual last video posting was. But regardless, we're trying to get this tournament finished up. I know we're in the playoffs now. Had a little bit of a winter break going. This is actually the first round game of the playoff bracket between Tricksy here in red and Turdy here in blue. This is actually game 2. The first game we saw Turdy defeat Tricksy. Tricksy had really good position, but actually ended up losing to Dark Templars basically, which killed off all of his Colossus. So it was pretty unlucky, but we're in game 2 now here. Both players, let's see, look at the units tab here. Both players at the same supply right now. It looks like Tricksy's going for putting his first pile on the little bit lower ground here. He's going to go for a fast expansion, I'm assuming. For some reason he's scouting up north first. I don't remember what version of the map this is, but I think that this is a version of the map where you can only spawn in these two positions over here. But regardless, just being safe. Looks like Turdy also sends out his first probe here, scouting the far location first, and then he's going to come back and look at the close location. So it's a little bit slower scouting pattern, but see, Tricksy does throw down a gateway first. Pretty much about the same timing right now. Turdy is a couple supply ahead already. Tricksy not quite staying on top of his probe reduction, I guess. Opting to build a second pylon instead first. Looks like Turdy is going to get up into the base here and see what's going on. Just sees one gateway, 2 pylons. No expansion yet. And let's see, we do see Tricksy has done scouting. Doesn't see my gas though. I'm not quite sure what this probe is doing up here. And I do have a hidden probe over here, probably which I'm going to use for scouting a little bit later. This game was played a long time ago, so I don't really remember what I did. So it's pretty much like casting a new game, so that's good. Looks like Tricky does find this probe. Gets the first strike on me, so I run away. Tricksy does have a zealot out, and actually on the production tab we do see his forge is just finished. And he throws down a photon cannon just to be safe on that low ground. I have thrown up my second gas here, but not quite mining yet. Looks like Trixie's thinking I'm trying to do a cannon rush or something, but instead, I mean, I'm just doing scouting. I'm not doing anything. You can see that I saw his forge, and I'm telling him he's the one that has a forge, not me. And here we see I go immediately for Stargate. So this is a little bit of a different build, I guess, than what I'm used to. If we look at the units tab, I'm already up 3, 4, 5 probes. So Tricksy's not quite producing probes quite as fast, either not using Chrono Boost or missing a couple. And we see here that Tricksy is about to throw down a Robo Bay. And so I don't think I did Phoenix builds too much prior to this build. This might be one of my first tries at it. But when the opponent does go Robo, Phoenix usually works really good because you can just pick up any immortals that the opponent sends in the first round attack and pretty much make them useless. Looks like I threw down my own Robo somewhere right here. So maybe just for observers, I'm not quite sure. You see the first Phoenix rallied over here. See how many I make before I actually send them over to try to kill off some probes. No sign of expansion for either player yet, which is a little bit slow, but PvP can be a little bit volatile. And the second Phoenix on its way out. No production from the Robo facility yet, so Not quite sure the point of building that so soon. We have a Stalker, 2 Zealots, and 1 Sentry out, where Tricksy has just a Stalker and a Stalker and a Zealot. And I guess I show my Phoenix here. I know Tricksy probably saw that, but maybe he didn't, I don't know. That's kind of a silly thing to do, to kind of expose what your plan is. I'm not even making another Phoenix at this point, where it's kind of a mistake. Looks like I'm deciding to scout with Observer instead. We do see Tricksy's Observer on his way over, and he's going to see these Phoenix immediately. I'm able to take over the watchtower though, to make sure no attacks are coming until my Observer gets there. Not quite sure what this probe is doing, kind of in a weird spot, but maybe I just forgot about him. Tricksy very safe with two cannons here. My Observer heading over at the moment, see what I can pick up. So I see the forge, which I already knew about, the Robo. Looks like a 3rd gateway going down. So Tricksy actually has 4 gateways going down. And I'm at 3 Phoenix. Now I'm chrono boosting on another one, and I guess I just have a lot of extra minerals, so I decided to build a bunch of Zealots. You can see the supply, I'm quite far ahead at the moment, 64 to 50, so I should be feeling pretty comfortable. Tricksy not quite up to speed on his macro at the moment. Looks like a probe in position here, ready to build a expansion, but maybe just waiting for 400 gas or 400 minerals here. I don't know what Tricksy sees. This is his 2nd Observer out, I believe. Still just the 1st one. He should have kept the Observer on the Phoenix probably. And here comes basically the first harassment of the game. Phoenix coming over, and Tricksy does have 4 Stalkers, which all get picked up immediately. Not quite sure how fast I can actually kill those, but he's warping in 2 more, and 3 more coming from this direction. So this attack basically did no damage. Pretty much just chipping away at some of the shields of Tricksy, which honestly isn't that useful because they're just going to regenerate. I don't believe I lost any Phoenix, but I'm not sure about that. You can see both expansions going down about the same time here. And another round of harassment coming in. Just looking for a few probes to pick off, hopefully. I do pick up that one. But have to back away from that photon cannon. And Tricksy knows exactly where I am, so he moves out his Stalkers to intercept. Try to pick up 1 Stalker, which is probably a bad mistake. Lose 1 Phoenix. So this Phoenix harassment pretty much has done nothing for me so far. Tricksy's been in pretty good position so far to pick off my Phoenix. I guess the most important thing is I do see that he has a Immortal out. And a lot of Zealots. Looks like about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Zealots out. Plus this small force here. So I guess the hope is to get Zealot Charge out at some point, just because those Zealots aren't going to be too useful without it. Warp in Stalker and keep building up my Phoenixes here. Tricksy does have his +1 armor going down right now. He already has weapons, so I'm assuming he's ahead of me in upgrades. Yeah, I have 0-0 right now. And my forge is just in production right now, so I'm quite far behind in upgrades here, as I don't even have a forge yet. Do you see Tricksy transferring his probes down? I already have a few down here, but none mining from these gaps. Tricksy does have this Observer right in my base, so he's pretty much able to see anything that's going on here. Oh, and here's some Phoenix harass that I just missed. Let me back up, sorry. Here they come, so hopefully pick up a few probes here, but pick up a probe or something, or just sit there and take photon cannon shots. That was the worst Phoenix harassment I've ever seen, probably. I don't know. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed about that. I'm sorry, guys. Still producing more. I have 2 in queue, actually, so going for this pretty heavily. Tricky's trying to place Observer a little bit better here so that he can have a little bit more warning before my Phoenix come in. Even though... Oops. Sorry, I went back. Even though this Phoenix harassment was actually really, really bad. He does have his Observer in place. Here, I showed again. For some reason, I accidentally backed up, but he will have a little bit more warning, hopefully, if he's looking at his mini-map. Surprisingly, I don't see his Robo Bay up yet. I know Tricksy usually likes to go Colossus pretty heavily, so I think these Phoenix are pretty much scaring him off away from Colossus at this moment. You see Tricksy has vision of all these Zealots here. I'm just producing 1 more Immortal, and that's actually my own Immortal here. So I'm starting to switch techs a little bit, it looks like. Tricksy is researching Blink, which is a good idea. And here's a little bit better Phoenix harassment. Actually doing a couple kills worth of damage. So it wasn't all for naught. If we look at the probe count, Tricksy actually pulled ahead 42 to 39. So my probe production has fallen off a little bit. You can see the saturation isn't very good at all. And the nice thing is I just did pick off the Observer here, so Tricksy is really kind of going to be in the dark a little bit for a few minutes. He does still have this Observer here, but I don't think he's going to move it. He's just worried about Phoenix harassment. Let's look at the production. Still no upgrades from this Twilight Council, so it's kind of a waste of a building so early on, I think. I'm getting +1 weapons now, so I will be 1 weapons, 0 armor. Tricksy getting weapons grade 2, a little bit more Phoenix harass. Off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, I think I got the 10th one, I'm not quite sure, but that worked out a lot better than my first 2 attempts at probe harassment here, so probably feeling pretty confident now. Look at the units tab, 36 to 45 probes, so yeah, I killed about 10 probes there, which is really nice. Tricksy going for a 3rd really quickly. I do see that immediately, so looks like I'm moving out here maybe to try to take out that 3rd base, I'm not sure. Tricksy just going super heavy on stalkers here. He has over 24 stalkers. Wow, that's a lot. And again, these are 1-1. Pretty much about to be 1-2, 2-1.